Hi everyone, and welcome to another tutorial. Today I'm going to be showing you how to make this super cool Faultline bracelet, and this was designed by Imagination on Instagram. I will bring up his profile here in just a second, and I'll make sure to have his name in the description box below. But first I wanted to talk about this bracelet a little bit. I think it is super duper cool, and at first I was like, wow, how is this even possible? But then I figured out that it was actually really easy to do. So even if this looks hard, it's actually pretty simple and easy design. But it is also a really nice design. I love it so much. I've actually made a couple of them already, and I'm going to make a lot more. So anyway, let me bring up Imagination's profile here on Instagram. So it is the Imagination, like imagination, but Loom Imagination. Anyway, this is his profile here on Instagram. And he has created a couple of original designs in the past, and he also does some really nice renditions of other designs. So this is just kind of some of the photos on his profile, and I would definitely recommend to check out his account and give him a follow here on Instagram for me. And I will show you how to make this today. So what you're going to need is going to be a hook. I'm going to use a double-ended hook here. You can use whatever type of hook you want. You're also going to need a C-clip at the end of the bracelet to close it off, and I will show you how to finish this off as well. And then you're going to need at least 3 colors of bands, is what I would recommend at least, and we're going to go ahead and get started. So the first color that we're going to take is this Galaxy band in this bracelet, and I'm going to be using Sparkle Maroon for that. It also kind of goes into the center here. So taking that band, you're going to just simply make a cap band. Then you're going to take another one of those bands and pull it through. So pull it through the cap band. But before we close, we're going to lift this outer cap band link here. And just make sure to hold on to that so that it doesn't escape and come unraveled. Now we're going to be grabbing this second color here, which is neon green in this bracelet. I am using the green apple Persian here today. I'm going to take this green apple band and you're going to pull it through just those first 2 loops. And then you're going to lift this outside maroon band and reattach. And we're going to work on this side for a little bit here. So take your Sparkle Maroon band here, and you're going to pull it through the first 3 loops. And then you're going to lift both green apple Persian bands, and then reattach that other end onto your hook. And then last thing you're going to do on this side here is grab another of your green apple Persian, and you're going to pull it through the first 3 loops here. So you're going to leave this maroon and then this other side maroon here on your hook. And then before you close, you're going to lift this outside maroon band and close. So it should look something like this now. And what you're going to do is go ahead and slide this down to the other end, or turn this around on your hook. And what we're going to do is just the same thing to the other side, but before we do anything we have to take this maroon band off so we can lift the other end of the cap band on. So once you have that, you're going to go ahead and take your green, and you're going to pull it through just those first 2 loops and lift the outside one and reattach. Now you're going to grab another maroon, and you're going to pull it through the first 3 loops here, so the 2 green and then the 1 maroon in between, and you're going to lift this green loop and this green loop, just leaving this Sparkle Maroon loop on your hook. And then once you reattach, you're going to go ahead and take another of your green, pull it through the first 3 loops here, and then lift that outside maroon band. And this is just to start the bracelet. After we do this first section here, it won't be as difficult or confusing, I guess. But now what we're going to do is take the third color, which is the Simplicity White that I used here in the center. I'm going to use Glitter Gold here today. And what you're going to do is aim to grab just those 2 inside Sparkle Maroon loops. But what I'm going to do is pull through the first 5 loops on my hook here. Try to get this band here. And then before you close, I'm just going to at least lift these 3 back up, and then I will rearrange. I know some people like to take these off and then put the band on, but I just prefer to do it all on the hook, just so I don't have to worry about dropping any stitches. But once you have this, we're going to go ahead and start our sequence here. So when you end this gold piece here, you're going to go ahead and grab a maroon band, and you're going to pull it through the first 3 loops, okay? First 3 loops, and then you're going to lift the 2 green. And then if that maroon does come to the outside, just make sure that you pull it back in the correct order before you put it back on. There we go. Okay. So once you have attached that, now what we're going to do is for this side, take your green, pull it through the first 3 loops here, and then lift the outside maroon. So now you should have kind of a pattern of green, maroon, and then you're going to have these 2 glitter gold in the center. But once you have something like this, you're going to want to turn it around to the other end of your hook, slide it down, and we're going to do the same thing to this side. So go ahead and grab your maroon band here. You're going to pull it through the first 3 loops, and then before you close, you're going to lift both green. Just skip over that maroon one there. And so now you should have 4 loops on your hook. You're going to grab your green and pull it through the first 3, and then lift the outside band. So now you should have something like this, and we're going to now take our glitter gold band, and we're going to actually grab the 4 center ones here, so these 2, the sparkle maroon band and then the glitter gold band in the center. So go ahead and pull this glitter gold band through the first 6 bands, I think, 7 bands, sorry, 7. And you're going to keep these middle 4, just skip over them, and then you're going to lift the outside 3, reattach the glitter gold, and then rearrange your bands so that they are on the outside here. So this is what your bracelet should begin to look like. It might be a little bit loose at the start, but as you go along it actually becomes tighter, as you can see here. So I'm going to show you this a couple more times here. So to start, what you're going to do is take your maroon band and you're going to pull it through the first 3 loops. So you're always pulling it through 3 loops when you're doing these 2 side bands. Then you're going to lift these 2 outside ones, or I guess it's the one closest to your hook and the one farthest from your hook, or just the 2 green ones, and reattach. And then take your green and you're going to pull it through the first 3 loops here and lift just that sparkle maroon band on the outside and reattach. So now you should have a pattern, and then you know on this side that you have to do this side because you don't have a pattern, I guess. So you're going to go ahead and turn this around on your hook. Your bands do get twisted, make sure to untwist them. And we're going to grab one of each color. We're going to take the first maroon band and you're going to pull it through the first 3 loops, lift the green on the inside and the green on the outside, and reattach onto your hook. You're going to pull on this a little bit so that your bands get adjusted. Then you're going to take your green and pull it through the first 3 loops here, and then just lift that outside loop and put it back on so that you kind of have a fishtail on the side here. And then you're going to take your glitter gold and you're only going to grab these 4 center bands here, even though you pull through 7. So you're going to leave these last 3 loops on the hook out here, and then you're going to lift these 3 loops up at the front and reattach your gold, and then rearrange those bands so that the gold is in the very center. This first glitter gold band might be a little bit difficult to work with, but if you are using solid bands, it shouldn't really look bad. It just might be a little bit different because of the way you started the bracelet. But anyway, I'll show you one last time here. Take your maroon band here, pull it through the first 3 loops, lift the green and lift the other green and reattach. Then take your green, pull it through the first 3, and just lift that outer maroon band here and reattach. Now you have your pattern, green, maroon. Slide it down to the other end and repeat the same process here. Take your maroon band, pull it through the first 3, lifting the inside green and the outside green and reattach, and then take your green, pull it through the first 3, lift the outside maroon band and reattach, and then lastly grab your gold and pull it through the center 4 here. So pull through the first 7, grab the 4, and then lift the outer 3. So once you have kind of gotten these steps down, you're going to go ahead and continue this all the way down until you reach the length of your wrist. And I'm going to go ahead and show you how to finish it off right here. So once you have gotten to the point where it's the length of your wrist, you might want to pause the video here, but I'm going to show you how to finish it off. So the way I finished it off is kind of a tight close, and I think it looks nice when it is a tight close, but you're going to want to end like this, okay? And to close it off, we're just going to use these maroon bands. So you're going to take your first one, you're going to pull it through the first 4 loops, so your 2 green, and then your 1 maroon, and then 1 glitter gold loop. Before you close, lift the 2 green, just like so. You're going to want to switch this to the other end now so we can do the same thing on the other side. So take your maroon and pull it through the other 4 bands that are on the other half of your hook. Again, lifting this green and reattach. Now you should have a maroon band, and you should have 2 green, 2 maroon, 2 green, and then 1 maroon band. And then what you're going to do is pull another maroon band through everything on your hook. But before we close, because it's a bit crowded, we're going to lift these 2 center maroon bands and reattach on the other side. So now that you have something like this, last thing you're going to do is grab 1 last maroon band and pull it through those 4 loops on the hook and reattach. So this is kind of a tighter close at the end. Also, you can pull on this and adjust it and make sure that it looks nice here. But anyway, that's what it should look like at the end, and then this is what mine looks like up here at the end. So that's going to do it for this tutorial. Thank you for watching, and make sure to give a thumbs up and subscribe. I will have the Lumagination's name in the description box below, so make sure to check him out on Instagram and give him a follow for me. And that's all I'm going to have for this video, so I hope to see you next time.